LINQ, which stands for Language Integrated Query, is a relatively new addition to .NET, which makes working with databases much easier. Before LINQ, programmers would usually create their own set of classes to generate the SQL code that is needed to interact with the database. This took a lot of time and effort. ASP.NET's LINQ classes automatically create the SQL code that is needed to interact with your data, making it unnecessary to learn SQL. LINQ also streamlines the development process by removing the need to create your own data access classes. To begin this lesson, open the Spark project from your sample files folder. And you're going to add some LINQ classes to this project. To do this, first switch back to the Solution Explorer if it isn't already selected. Then right-click on Spark in the Solution Explorer and click Add, New Item. Now click Data in the left-hand pane, and in the central pane, click Link to SQL Classes. In the name box, enter spark.dbml and click Add. The Dbml file is added and automatically opened, displaying what it calls the Object Relational Designer. Although your LINQ data class file has been created, you now need to create classes for the objects in your database by using this designer. Open the Database Explorer by clicking its tab underneath the Solution Explorer. Now expand the spark.mdf database and expand the Tables folder. Next, click and drag the Customer table from the Tables folder onto the Object Relational Designer's central panel. The table appears in the LINQ Designer panel. Your LINQ file now contains a class representing the Customer table, which allows you to easily search and update the table using the C# code that you'll learn later in this session. Now, in the same way as you did with the Customer table, drag the Invoice table from the Database Explorer window onto the LINQ Designer. The Invoice table is now available to your LINQ classes. You'll notice the arrow between the two tables. This indicates the presence of a relationship between the tables. The line and arrow tells you that each customer may have many invoices. Your LINQ classes will allow you to very easily find all of the invoices for each customer and to find the customer for any invoice. You'll see this in action in Lesson 10.4. Although it's very easy to create LINQ data classes, they do not automatically update when the structure of a database changes. That's the design of a database, not the data within it. If the design of a database changes, you must manually update your Dbml file by deleting the tables from it and then re-adding them. You can do this by selecting the tables, then pressing the Delete key. And then simply drag them back into the LINQ Designer. I have found that this occasionally causes the Dbml file to become corrupt. If this happens, you must delete the Dbml file and recreate it. Finally, you're going to add a stored procedure to your LINQ data classes. Stored procedures are similar to methods, but are stored inside the database. Stored procedures contain SQL code that can manipulate data in ways that would be difficult using C# code. In a team environment, stored procedures are usually written by a DBA. The stored procedure in this example finds the highest invoice number in the invoice table. Expand the Stored Procedures folder in the Database Explorer window and drag the SP GetLastInvoiceNumber stored procedure onto the LINQ designer. The stored procedure appears in the right panel of the LINQ designer. Now that the stored procedure is part of the LINQ data class, you can call it just like any other C# method. You'll do this in Lesson 10.5. Close Visual Studio now, saving your changes if prompted. You've now completed Lesson 10.2. Add LINQ data classes to a project.